Hi everyone. Today I want to share and talk about special ed. Yes, I've been in special ed before about 2 years. Then the other 2 years I switched out from special ed to mainstream classes. That's actually a true story about my life. If you didn't know this before, you learned a fun fact about me. What else I want to share? I'm going to explain a history about that. First, the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 granted civil rights to all disabled people and required accommodations for disabled students in schools. Then in 1975, the Education for All Handicapped Children Act, EHA, granted and enforced the right of children with disabilities to receive a free, appropriate education. Now, back in the 70s or 60s, most schools didn't have special ed or IEP back then. Now, in today's society, like in modern day, in 2025, it's required for schools to have IEPs and special ed. Each students have different learning no matter what. We're all different no matter what too. Now the reason why how I said each students learn different ways. Some of them are really good at learning that, and the other times, like the other half, might take a lot longer to learn something. Like for me, I'm good at learning, but it could take some time to know what that is. I also want to share another example. Now, we're just pretending. Let's say if Hollywood was going to make a new movie or TV series about school system and special ed, let's say they want to focus in the special ed classroom, you have to figure out, again, is this going to take place in modern society or will it take place in the 80s or 70s? They might have a different school system back then versus now. Who would play the students in special ed? I hope it's accurate, not just from the movie and series and real life too. Another example, what I learned from special ed, that there's special ed teachers that could help the students out. They might have different special needs, like some of them are like, let's say they're high functioning, they might have trouble understanding what that is. But you know what I learned? Don't be afraid to ask for help. I want to make a shout out for people who works at the school district. Doesn't matter if it's an elementary school, middle school, or high school. And I want to share another example. Let's say if a teacher wants to work with special ed students, one, you have to have really good patience, and two, make sure to communicate really well and understand them. And even though like some of them are good at hearing, but some of them are not, because they also have to wear like a hearing aid. But again, it's still great to like make sure to get along and just ask them, hey, if you have a problem, let's work on that. And you know what? I'm glad it's important they have IEP system too. Fun fact, I had an IEP before when I was in high school. Anyone doesn't know what an IEP is, that means it's kind of like a progress report how well you're doing in your class is. Again, if Hollywood is listening, please make more movies about special ed. Like, let's say if you want to create a character on with special needs, you have to be more specific. What type of special needs do they have? Are they high functioning, low functioning, or mild functioning? Like, whatever it is. And again, make sure it's accurate to real life, not just fake. We don't want that to happen. That's all I want to share. Bye, everyone.